And we should be live. There it goes. Um, Welcome to Phoenix Strike Ace Attorney. This is not Dead Rising 3. I have a very good reason for why I'm not doing Dead Rising 3.
His game glitched out, and he got reset back to level 0.
Level 1. This has already happened to me once back in the first time I did it for stream. But if I remember correctly, it wasn't it wasn't like at the level everywhere. It was like a little bit earlier. So I have a lot to go through just to grind, so.
Yeah, that's never fun to try to grind your way back up after something happens. It's part of why I haven't been like streaming Baldur's Gate lately. Because there was that crash with the save file, and it was just like, well, fuck.
So
I gotta go back through everything of Act 1 again.
So yeah, basically, I'm trying to grind to level 30. I've gotten to 12. I might just completely go, since there's some blueprints that are connected to chapters. That's also gone. So I might just have to not like complete restart, but sort of do a new game at the level I'm at, run through his Nick, and probably do some other stuff, like some minor stuff in one of the DLCs, just so I can. Everything's like back to normal, and even then, I probably won't have everything.
Yeah, that does kind of suck. It happens, unfortunately, but that's how it goes. While he's doing that, though, we'll be playing through Ace Attorney. Now, I did play through the first like couple of Ace Attorney games, like their cases essentially, and I did personally like them, just on a level of it was a nice kind of brain puzzler and everything.
Oh, I'm not gonna remember that.
Rotate evidence. Hold on a second. HNMB to rotate evidence.
I'm not. I hope it's gonna be like tutorialized, because I'm not gonna fucking remember this.
I mean, I think it will be. Usually they put up like control schemes for things that are critical to the case. I say usually. I mean, you saw too, like the not exactly sequel, but like which one was it?
Apollo Justice.
Yeah, Apollo Justice came out on Steam too.
I did see that. I distinctly remember that having like things you blow into the mic that you no longer have.
It's probably a good thing they got rid of that.
I remember in Bowser's Inside Story, there is a boss fight where you have to blow really hard in order. It's like the train boss fight for those who play the game. I've never beaten that boss fight. I don't know where the game is now, and my DS is broken. It no longer works. So my experience on that game is from that point on. Only learned through the strategy guide that I also had at the time. It's very disappointing.
That is a shame. I do know like half of that stuff is still online today. Like people have converted these games into browser versions and all kinds of stuff like that. I do think we need to do that more with some of these old games and like tweak them up and give them that little polish. Like the older games have been doing really well lately, and I don't know why.
Well, a lot of people have.
They're good games, but like I don't know how they've been managing to upgrade them so well.
Well, when people have nostalgia, money is like talks. I'm kind of worried they're going to do. They might do Miles Investigations, because I've seen people do that game, and it's not a good game.
If they can like improve it and fix it, maybe.
No, the story. It's just the story stupid. The story and how they do the puzzles is kind of stupid. Like I've seen like Jello Apocalypses, Am I allowed to name drop? I'm not allowed to name drop people I don't know. Ice and Yellow Apocalypse is Miles is on fire and Miles is a robot multiple times for humor's sake. But yeah, it's like, you need to present this evidence, but not this evidence first, and then this evidence, even though it's pretty much would give you the same goddamn answer. It's not really like moon logic, it's more like bureaucracy. Did you fill out this form?
Yeah.
Before this form? Nope, do it again!
I was just thinking, like, Resident Evil 4 is a good case of the game being completely different with the same premise. Of, like, the original Resident Evil 4 was so campy and so out there. Like, you had a man that stood at, like, 3'2" in a Napoleon outfit who turns into a giant monster. Like, the level of camp where Leon looks at him and just goes, "Your right hand comes off?"
Did they keep that in the remake? I know they keep the "Where's everyone going" bingo.
I don't think that they did.
Oh well.
Some of Leon's like campiness to him, but they made it like a bit more serious and a bit more like it wasn't relying on B-movie levels of voice lines anymore.
I mean, it makes sense. I think I do believe we haven't remotely started the game. We're just basically having the music as a background. I think it might have been like the tension going the fact that he still probably has PTSD and just trying to make light of everything.
Yeah, like he did still have one-liners and some pretty good one-liners, but it wasn't the entire focus of his character anymore.
He wasn't quipping. He wasn't quipping.
He wasn't quipping as much anymore. No. You were still over the top. You were still like drop kicking people with chainsaws, but like it wasn't that level of B-level tone and everything.
Anyways, because this is text box and not voice acted, we'll probably just go on a case by case basis on who's doing the voice. Because A, there's the two of us, and B, there's a lot of characters, and C, I hate some of the characters. For our experience in Ace Attorney, I haven't played the games. I have seen a lot of Let's Plays. I have seen like a lot of people stream the games. I'm very familiar with like the structure of it. Even if some bits I'm like, this is Ace Attorney logic. I forget how to get from A to B, but I know the destination. So I'm still going to be a controller while Kyle's the decider, and I will give hints. But there's honestly going to be a couple moments like, wait, I don't remember actually. Yeah. How does the logic work in this again?
It's Phoenix Wright. The logic is going to be kind of all over the place. We already know that.
It's very first game was sort of grounded, and then in 2, 3, and so on, it gets impressively more and more closer to the moon.
Yeah. Not that that's a bad thing. It leads to some rather hilarious stuff, but it's definitely not following pattern for most court cases.
I think it's outright say that Shu Takumi writes at the seat of his pants, and they can work in some scenarios. Not when you're doing a game that has mystery involved.
No. Well, sometimes it can. But yeah, no. There would be some good ones, some bad ones. We already know that, though.
Yes. Played this game before I realized it's a trilogy, so...
Yeah, it is. You gotta play the first one. Yeah, the first turnabout.
The tutorial one, where the guys... I do like in every Ace Attorney game, at least so far, from the ones I've seen and played, they sort of let you know who the first... It's like a game of... It's like you're playing Columbo.
Yeah.
This is the killer. This is clearly his motivation. This is how he fucking did it.
It's a case of how do you catch him in a lot of situations.
And then they go in the mystery, and Shu Takumi right in the seat of his pants works for the Columbo bits.
Yeah.
But it does not work for all the bits where you don't know who the killer is.
Finding contradictions and stuff like that is pretty nice as a concept. And playing along with like kind of the psychological aspect of certain things is pretty good too. It's just it doesn't always focus on that, but that's fine.
No, I apparently got an achievement noise. Oh, start playing Ace Attorney trilogy. I'll be the killer for this one. Damn it! Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it.
This guy has like the worst possible luck of any character right now.
He actually shows up in Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Still pretty much the same personality. You'll see.
Yeah.
Audience will see. Kyle knows what we're talking about by personality. Do you want to be Phoenix? I mean, you are kind of being the logic guy.
I'm being the investigative logic guy. Yep. Boy, am I nervous.
Right? I don't want to be everyone else other than you, by the way.
I figured. Oh, but hiya, Chief.
Phew. I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say... Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder charge right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, and your client as well.
Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor.
A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case?
Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney.
Go away, neighbors! I don't know what they're doing, but I can hear them. Well, that's news to me.
I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much.
Okay, do you want to be Larry, or should I be Larry?
Oh god, he's gonna be talking back and forth with Larry a lot, isn't he?
Yeah, I do remember that, so I guess
It's probably a good idea for you to play the defendants, the murderers. I could be the judge and Phoenix as well.
Yeah, but who's going to play Winston?
We'll figure that out when we come to it.
Alright. It's over! My life! Everything! It's all over! Is that...
to scare your neighbors?
Your client scream... Well, they're doing something with construction. Is your client screaming over there?
Yeah, it's him.
Death! Despair! Oh! Oh, it's actually turning the red. I might have to project without screaming. I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna die!
Oh god.
Sounds like he wants to die.
Yeah.
Nick!
Hey there, Larry.
Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell him I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die.
What? What's wrong, Larry?
Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished! I can't live in a war without her. I can't! Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away?
The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. The young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one. Which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do.